Summer League continues. We've got a good one between the Golden State Warriors and the Charlotte Hornets. Stay with us, but for now, the sights and sounds thus far of Summer League. It's hard. Yeah, thank you.
Vegas from the NBA Big Four. Very excited being on that floor, just running up and down with the guys.
Let's get a stop right out here. Here we go. Defense.
Oh, Jared Jackson got him again.
And what a block.
Oh,
Daniel House is in the house.
Bob called me and he said, "You're not going to believe this, but we have a shot at DeMarcus Cousins." And we just felt like we didn't have enough all-stars. So
Wayne Selden.
I'm wondering what someone said to Selden.
Bender with a big block.
Oh, what a redirection by Jordan.
Yeah, not only the redirection, but the vision. That's why he belongs in the NBA.
Knox feeling it. Moving that one.
Oh, the follow with the one-hand jam on the break.
Room service in a big way.
The Summer League has become amazing. All 30 teams here for the first time.
Yes, sir.
That's the sights and sounds of the NBA Summer League thus far. We've got the Golden State Warriors and Charlotte Hornets coming up soon as the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League continues here at Thomas & Mack. But for now, Cox Pavilion with Mark Jones and Doris Burke. Guys.
Standing assistant coaches to Dwayne Casey. Of course, you're in 59 games. Rex Kalamian, essentially the defensive coordinator. Nick was the offensive coordinator. And I think just tell me about the selection of Nick Nurse. What intrigues you about him? Obviously, you guys, under his direction, along with Dwayne Casey, changed what you did. But what really stood out about Nick Nurse for you guys?
First and foremost, from the first meeting we had with Nick, the thing he mentioned most was winning. He cares about winning. It's all he thinks about. You know, that leads all of his decision making is how does this lead to winning? And I think that was something that we care about. And as Mark sort of pointed out at the beginning, that's our goal now.
Yeah.
That's our goal to continue to build this team.
Bobby, we're going to ask you to stick around on the other side of the screen.
Coming up next, the Golden State Warriors and Charlotte Hornets right here at Thomas & Mack as MGM Resorts NBA Summer League continues. Don't go away. NBA Summer League here in beautiful Las Vegas. It gets more and more beautiful as the sun goes down, of course.
Yes.
We've got the Golden State Warriors and Charlotte Hornets coming up. I'm sitting next to the NBA champion, Steve Smith. I'm Kristen Ledlow. The third member of our broadcast team, Jared Greenberg, will be joining us from the sidelines. And Smitty, we've got the reigning champion Golden State Warriors, but of course this team looks nothing like the reigning champion Golden State Warriors. What is the mindset of these guys taking the floor now in these uniforms, knowing that they could compete for a position in the NBA?
Well, you have some guys that will come out here, none for sure for the Golden State Warriors, who can flat out shoot the basketball from the Oakland University. But you got to come out and play hard. Mike Brown, the coach of the Golden State Warriors, his son is playing, and he can play. So you have some guys that can come out and play. And on this other side for the Charlotte Hornets, Miles Bridges is the guy you want to get a chance to watch out of Michigan State University.
I had a feeling that you were going to bring that up.
Yes, indeed.
I had a feeling you were going to bring that up.
His athleticism is fantastic. Stayed an extra year, could have came out early. You watch him at the free throw line, and he's aggressive. He's played well. He had 20 points Monday. Now he's shooting the basketball. He is comfortable. I'm looking at him, and I think he went to, what's that school, Florida State or something like that, Dwayne
yes,
Bacon. I think
that's
you
right.
attended
Tallahassee,
yes.
Florida State University, and in Lakeland, his hometown, not too far away either. So the Charlotte Hornets with a couple of guys that have an opportunity to make an impact on the franchise this coming season. But let's go back to Miles Bridges, Smitty, because this is a guy who was drafted by the Clippers in the first round, the 12th pick of this draft, then acquired by the Hornets on draft night. What do you see as his role within the franchise this coming season?
Well, I think for him is they're going to use him at the small forward position. They're going to use him at the power forward position, and he's comfortable playing both. Did it in college. And I think for him at his size, as far as his girth at 6'7", 225 pounds, he's put together As far as physicality, he's ready to play in the NBA. I think for him is to just get settled. It's going to be obviously much better playing with Kemba Walker at the point guard position during the regular season, but run the floor, run extremely hard, and if you don't get the basketball, you'll open up lanes for others. He will be able to get 2 or 3 easy buckets in transition from his athleticism and his ability to run, and then he's a guy that can make plays with the basketball. He's comfortable handling it.
You mentioned Kendrick Nunn as well. He's a former high school teammate of Milwaukee Bucks forward Jabari Parker. Now, as a senior at Oakland, he averaged a career-high 25.9 points per game. So this is a guy that has the ability to put up big numbers offensively.
Yeah, Oakland University and outside of Detroit, Michigan, watched him play a lot. He flat out can score. Put yourself in the mindset of a guy that's going to get buckets easily. And I look at right now for this Golden State Warriors team, it's going to be good. And kid, I've always loved watching J.B. McCure from Xavier. Good to chance to see him out here. This is going to be good. You have Shannon Scott, another kid from Alpharetta, Georgia.
That's
Ohio
right.
State.
His sister is a good friend of mine. So in case she's watching, hey Simone. You see our starting lineups between the Golden State Warriors and Charlotte Hornets here as MGM Resorts Summer League continues. Now with back-to-back games, Smitty and Tip just moments away. Warriors with possession. Hornets with the rebound, off the miss. Willie Hernangomez continuing to find his
loved him with the Knicks.
Role within the NBA. Do you think this perhaps a better fit for him?
You know, it could be, and I thought he did a nice job with the New York Knicks. Didn't get a lot of playing time, and sometimes you just need a change of address, and this might be the place. No Dwight Howard, so he might get a chance to play some big minutes for the Charlotte Hornets.
A couple of years ago, he was on the all-rookie first team. Now he's had an opportunity in a couple of seasons in a row, not only to get NBA experience, but here's summer league experience as well against competition that he can really take advantage of.
Yeah, I think so, and he has unbelievable size and the skill set to play inside and out. Look forward to watching him, and nice curl by J.P. McCurr, but no, look at the shot block right there.
Can't get that one to fall from deep. Miles Bridges looking to create offensively. Shannon Scott, inside to Hernangomez who finishes.
Shannon did a nice job with a nice, fundamentally pump fake, drove it through the alley-oop. Watched him play a lot at Ohio State and State of Georgia. He just knows how to play and has a great feel.
That three won't fall, but Miles Bridges with the rebound, headed the other way.
This is where he's going to be valuable, being able to grab rebounds and then push it.
And the ball handling ability for such a big guy. We talked, Smitty, a lot about these young rookies, young free agents that are competing for jobs on the floor. And some of the skills that perhaps they lack early on.
Yes.
Willie Hernangomez, though, out there communicating already early. One of those NBA skill sets that he's clearly adopted in these last couple of seasons.
Nice shot. Golden State Warriors, Marcus Dickerson.
Derrickson.
Yes. There you go. I'm sorry. Way to
That's
correct
all right.
me. That's why you got my back.
I got you. No matter what, we'll figure this thing out, right? See, I've got this play-by-play thing now nailed, so if I need to do your job also, then gladly. Another attempt by Nunn. He can't get that one to fall. Miles Bridges, again, with his ability not only to rebound, but to head the other way. The rest of the team then has the freedom to get back in transition.
And this is where he has to use his size. He got Nunn, can't pick up your dribble, back him in, use your strength, and we'll love to see him down there on the block a little bit more.
Dwayne Bacon on the inbounds to Shannon Scott. He's looking for Hernangomez, you can see. trying to create inside, but can't get past the double team.
That's good defense by the Golden State Warriors. Brown and those guys just being physical.
And 3 turnovers thus far for the Charlotte Hornets. Josh Majette handling their offense. Kodo with the rebound. Majette again communicating, looking to spread the floor, but the turnover there, the Hornets headed the other way. Dwayne Bacon gets it to go, plus the foul. Is it too soon for me to go with my bacon extra crispy joke? I should wait. I should wait for him to get a little hotter. I should wait. It's too soon.
You went quick. I like him, though. I've liked him, watching him at Florida State.
As did I.
I'm sure you did. He just has good size. Scored in double figures in all 3 games so far in Las Vegas.
Majette to Kodo. It's that one barely to touch the rim.
Kendrick Nunn, 6'3", being able to take advantage of Dwayne Bacon, just lost sight of him. Got inside position. I love that Bacon said right away, my fault. There's Kendrick Nunn at the free throw line. You talked about it. He can score. And we're going to brackets. I feel like this is March Madness.
That's right. Well, it kind of is. The winner of this game will advance to face the winner of the Toronto-Denver game. Over on ESPN2 right now. They're tipped just about a half an hour before ours. So by the end of this game, the winner should know who they're going to be facing in the next round. Warriors looking for the steal to Kodo. Aggressive, but knocks it out of bounds. The Hornets remain with possession. Miles Bridges taking the ball out. Into Hernan Gomez, who gets it back to Scott.
That's a tough shot.
Got rushed by the trap coming.
Majette is getting his way in there.
Going inside. Another turnover.
Bacon running the floor. He's a perfect size. Has a perfect game for that small forward position. Getting out and running.
5 points thus far for Dwayne Bacon.
Miles is good.
With yet another rebound, and again, the ability to take it up the floor. Okay. Not quite.
No.
But the crossover.
No, not at all.
Not quite. Or not at all.
Not on that shot.
Well, that's all right. There's plenty more time. 5:36 to go here in this first quarter. The Hornets lead the way 7-4 over the Warriors.
Early here between Charlotte and Golden State with the Hornets up by 3. Jared Greenberg on the sidelines, and what has been a very frustrating 24-hour period for the Hornets organization. Tonight they are without what is their projected starting backcourt duo of Devontae Graham and Malik Monk. Graham has been listed out indefinitely after an MRI today revealed a condition that, according to the Charlotte Observer, can cause swelling in the knee. And this is a very freak incident because the injury didn't happen in one particular play. In fact, Devontae Graham was on the court with the team practicing this morning during shoot-around, and nobody saw any issues. So he gets the MRI. He's out indefinitely. He's been flown back to Charlotte for more observation and to figure out what the game plan. No timetable for his return. Now, Devontae Graham, the second-round pick this year for the Hornets, had led the Summer League for the Hornets with 18 total assists in 3 games. Now Malik Monk, he's out after just 1 game where he scored 23 points. Monk is day-to-day with what was originally called a fractured thumb, Kristen, but now has been downgraded just to a right thumb injury, and Monk is day-to-day. So even though the Hornets have been playing well, without Monk and without Graham.
Thanks, Jared. And despite those losses by the Charlotte Hornets, they continue to lead the way 9-7. But here's the injury that took out Malik Monk.
You can tell, reaching in. That ball, it looks, ooh. That's the ones you pop back in place. It's going to take a little time.
The Hornets have been able to take advantage of poor shooting on Golden State's part, as well as a couple of early turnovers here. As they look to move the ball, another three, can't get it to go.
I love JP's game. He really understands the game. Plays hard, feisty. He's good size, 6'5", 205. Started all 72 games for Xavier in the last 2 years. Big East in 2016, the sixth man of the year.
And I'm going to go ahead and guess he hits these. He finished his career ranked 9th in school history in career free throw percentage. There it is.
Love it. No broadcast jinx from Kristen.
I was actually testing to see if that was going to be real. Maybe it takes a break during Summer League. Warriors on the move. Majette to Brown. He drive. He's finishing. They cut their deficit to 2, but Charlotte continuing to push the pace here. Again, Hernan Gomez, communicative on both ends of the floor. He's leading his team. He's telling them where they need to be. He's calling for the ball. It's the kind of things that you don't see with a lot of the younger guys out here.
I love what he did right there on that play. Took the bump, turned because of he created some separation. Took a long time for the defender to recover, and then he had to foul him.
In this last season, Hernan Gomez appeared in 48 games, combined, of course, with the Knicks and the Hornets. 5.1 points, 3.8 rebounds, about 10 or so minutes a game. Do you see that role increasing this coming season?
Well, also for him, and so far watching him, he's done a nice job. We'll see him just use a little bit more lift on his shots and his plays and being a little bit more active on the defensive end of boxing out and going for rebounds. Early on, I think he's doing a nice job of playing a solid game, but I want to see him turn up the intensity a little bit more.
He did request that trade out of New York because of a lack of playing time. So his role could, of course, expand here with Charlotte as the Warriors look to move the ball. Looking inside. Johnson looking inside.
Ooh.
And for more on Willie Hernan Gomez as he grabs that rebound and the Hornets head the other way, our Jared Greenberg is standing by. Jared?
Well, people within the Hornets organization have told me they are incredibly impressed with Willie Hernan Gomez this summer. He made what he called a very difficult decision to leave the Spanish national team who was preparing for World Cup qualifying because Hernan Gomez said it was more important for at this stage of his career to be with the team practicing, and he's been in Charlotte participating in team activities, trying to, as you said, Kristen, build off of his rookie season he had a couple of years ago where it was a first-team all-rookie selection. And essentially, the Knicks got back 2 future second-round picks for Hernan Gomez, a guy who really could be a pivotal part of the Hornets moving forward, and he certainly is showing his commitment by leaving his national team.
Well, averaging 18 points entering this game. He's done a nice job. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Johnson tries to give it up as he loses his footing, but Hernan Gomez gets it to go the corner 3 in transition off of what looked like a broken play.
Not the prettiest at all of fast breaks.
9 points thus far for Willie. The Hornets with the rebound yet again off the miss. Boboka driving, he draw the foul. The Hornets with the, what should we call it, an ugly fast break?
Yes, it was very ugly, but it ended with a nice splash from Willie. Get the steal, as you can see, get out and run. BJ Johnson losing his footing. Willie said, let me just take this 3.
Let's just get it over
Hornets
with.
up 7.
Welcome back to Las Vegas as the Charlotte Hornets lead the way 16-9, and the Summer League tournament continues tomorrow in Las Vegas on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. We've got New York and Boston at 4:30 Eastern, followed by Philadelphia and Phoenix. The LA teams, Clippers and Lakers, at 8:30. Then Atlanta and Portland at 10:30 Eastern. That game, of course, was decided just minutes ago right here on the court at Thomas and Mack. The Charlotte Hornets still leading the way, but the Warriors with an opportunity to cut into their deficit, and they'll do so with 3 from Nooney. We were talking about Willie Hernan-Gomez now has possession with Charlotte. Smitty, he had 9 3-point field goals his first 2 years in the league. He already has 4 in 4 summer league games.
You can tell he's worked on his expanding his range, doing a nice job for his size, being able to kick out, knock down shots.
And yet another rebound. Ooh, protected that one.
He did, with a nice little smile.
The Hornets kicking it out, and yet another 3. That one from B.J. Johnson.
B.J. Johnson knocking that one down. B.J. Johnson went to the same high school of Kobe Bryant.
Oh, okay.
Lower Marion High School.
20 plus years later.
Yeah, it was a little
wild?
different. It was a little different. Different time period.
Hernan-Gomez with the turnover. Majette pushing the pace, can't get it to go in transition, but the Warriors still with possession. Gian Clavel on the miss, but the Hornets hoisting yet another one. Getting the rebound. DeVoe.
Nice.
Finds his bucket.
DeVoe knocked that one down. As you can see right now, 24-12. The Warriors are down. Hornets are doing a nice job of moving it.
A 13-3 run by the Charlotte Hornets, 24-12 now with less than a minute to go in this first quarter. We'll be right back after this. Vegas. Again, it's always more beautiful as the sun goes down. It was about 192 degrees earlier. That's just an approximation, Smitty.
I know they said it moves real slow. I just never seen it move at all. It just seems like it doesn't move.
Yeah, the Ferris wheel?
Seen it. Yeah, I haven't seen it move. They said it moves really slow. It takes 40 minutes.
Oh, no.
But you have drinks and, food.
Oh, I like it. Wait, that's part of it?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Okay, I could do that. That's just a really long time to be that high up. 40 minutes. The Golden State Warriors looking to cut into their deficit here as the Hornets lead the way 24-12. 30 seconds to go here in this first quarter. Johnson gets it to go inside. The Hornets headed the other way. Chile can't find the bucket inside. Tokoto with the rebound, headed the other way. That'll do it to end the first quarter. The Charlotte Hornets lead the way 24-14. Willie Hernan-Gomez leads Charlotte with 9 points and 5 rebounds. And that right there is Frank Kaminsky probably tweeting to all of his followers that he is joining the Summer League broadcast right after this. Las Vegas, Nevada. It doesn't look as hot out there as it actually is.
It's hot.
It's hot in here as well, and getting hotter because Frank Kaminsky is now joining us on the broadcast. He wears a lot of hats. I think my best friend is his most important title.
Yes, absolutely. Best buds forever.
Best buds forever. The one thing, though, that is unfortunate about this broadcast is we don't have a kit cam. So I made him take off one of his flip-flops to show you guys that he has his own Frank the Tank Wisconsin flops.
They were a gift.
They were a gift?
Yeah.
Gift from the online shop where he personalized them.
They were a Christmas gift. I love them, though. I wear them everywhere.
You should love them.
Yeah. If you can't brand yourself on your feet, where can you brand yourself?
Where can you? And if you can't do it here, then where?
Exactly.
In Las Vegas.
How's your summer been?
It's been good. Really good. Just been working on my game. mixing in a little traveling, relaxing, and it's been good. It's been all around good. I'm really enjoying it.
Anything specific you've been working on from your game?
You know, even you can see it here, the way Coach Borrego wants to play, spreading the floor, just staying more wide. Just been working on all my different moves, whether it's being more consistent with my shot or getting to the rim and finishing consistently. There's so many times over the last couple of years where I get into the lane and you take a bad shot because you're not confident in your decision making once you get to the rim. Just working on all that different stuff it's been big this summer, and it's been going well so far.
He mentioned your new head coach, of course, Nick Kupchak, taking over in the front office as president of basketball operations and the GM. What are your expectations for this franchise this coming season?
You know, we have a lot of young talent, but we also have a lot of good veteran talent as well. You know, Kemba's obviously our leader. It starts with him. But you can see Malik, obviously he's hurt now, but his progress so far, you saw it in the first Summer League game. Dwayne's really starting to play a lot better, a lot more confident. I think we got somebody good in Miles. You can just see his athleticism, and once he starts to put it together, it's going to be really, really good. So I think for us, we need to set the bar high, get back to the playoffs, and compete in a series, you know, a meaningful series to try to advance further and further in the East.
When you look at it for you, Frank, what's to talk about where they moved you at? You're so versatile playing, I think, 3, 4, and 5. Is there anything they want you to really concentrate as far as a position?
You know, they've talked about playing me more at the 5. My first 3 seasons, I've strictly played at the 4, which was an adjustment for me. You know, I always played the 5 my whole career before I got into the NBA. You know, obviously, with the trend and the way the NBA is going, with bigs moving further and further away and staying further away from the basket, you know, I think that fits perfectly into how I play. So it's good. Like, it's good being out here for me just to see. I know it's a summer league team, but it's good to see how the coaching staff wants to play and the style of play. And I'm already picking up on plays and stuff like that they're running. So it's just been good.
You did, though, shoot 38% from 3. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It can be better. There's always room for improvement.
I like it. All right, well, we're going to break, but we're not going to let you go yet because we have so many more things to bring up
Can't wait.
the break.
She's trying to keep you the whole half, Frank.
With it. We might as well, right?
I'm having fun.
Me too. The Hornets lead the way 31-19 over the Warriors as the Atlanta Hawks point guard sits next to Floyd Mayweather.
Well, I don't know what information he's giving him. Tips on basketball, or is it
winning,
footwork?
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Undersized.
winning, for sure.
And winning.
Right jabs.
Frank Kaminsky is, of course, still with us. We've been talking about the Charlotte Hornets this offseason thus far, your personal game this offseason thus far. But I received a note that you're a pretty durable guy. Out of a possible 246 games, you've played 235 of them in your career. You start to feel it? Yeah, I mean, you're a weathered vet at this point.
Yeah, and a couple of those I wanted to play, but they just wouldn't let me. I hate missing games. I never missed one in high school. I missed 3 in college, and however many that is in the NBA. What is that, 8, 9?
Right. You, though,
I hate missing games.
Were so successful, not only out of high school, then you carried yourself in the exact same manner throughout the entirety of your college career, came in and saw immediate NBA success. What would be the advice that you give to these young guys out here competing for a job, competing for a position for the very first time? It's
a grind. The NBA is a grind. It's not going to be perfect every single day, but you got to take the bad with a grain of salt and focus on the good. You know, that's something that was tough for me in the beginning of my career. I'd like the bad, stick around and hang around for multiple days, multiple games, and you know, mentally, as I've gotten older and older and more comfortable in the league, it's just been easier and easier to get over things and try to play the best of my abilities night in and night out, because 82 games is a lot.
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to be perfect, so you just got to realize that and just take everything, like I said, with a grain of salt.
Frank, and I know for me, a long time ago as a rookie, I struggled with time management. You know,
yes.
College, you go to class, you go to practice, you don't have much time left. You get so much time right now. After practice, the entire day is yours. What's your advice to some of these young guys?
You got to stay committed to it. You know, especially in the summer too. You know, you get your workouts in, and then the rest of the day is yours. You got to fill it with the right things. Make sure you're doing the right things. Not being out all the time. You know, it's easy. You know, when you have money, when you get money for the first time, it's easy to go and do things you've never been able to do in your life. And I think that's something that this summer I've gotten really, really good at. I'm filling my time with the right things.
Okay.
Feel like I've been been committed to what I want to do, to where I see myself going in this league. And every day it's just a constant reminder that this is my opportunity, my time is now, and you know, I don't want to let this opportunity pass me by.
Is there any purchases, Frank, that you regret?
The tank, the Frank the Tank
Oh,
flip-flops.
so you answered for
right
those
there.
were a gift, he said.
Those were a gift. Yeah, I was obsessed with Maseratis growing up.
I have 4 now.
Because, backstory, I love Entourage.
Oh, yeah.
Vince bought E a Maserati.
Yeah.
And I always wanted one.
You come off as
So
more
I
of
got
like a drama to me.
Yes.
But,
So I got a silver Maserati, and I absolutely hate it.
You hate it?
I hate it.
but you still have it?
No
I
leg
still
room?
have
No
it.
leg room?
No, not enough.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's fun to drive, but
I'm sure.
it's just too small. I'm not made for small stuff.
That's why those Frank the Tank flip-flops are as big as they are. We don't, again, have a kick cam, so if you missed our previous segment with Frank, here, let's bring the shoe back out.
We could show you the other one this time.
Oh, we'll show you
With my
this.
face
There
on
it is. I didn't know the other one had a face on. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm with Kristen. I think
That
these are
right there,
yours. I think
folks.
these were a gift now.
No, these were a gift.
No, these were a
Frank the
gift.
These are a
Frank.
gift. Everyone got one for Christmas. It was one of our Michael Carter Williams got us one. Each person on our team a
You
pair.
look very nice in this photograph.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't know
What
where
are
they
you
got
doing
the
with the
picture
hair
from.
these days?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I feel like you've mixed
was
it
a
up
struggle.
a lot. Right. The
See,
longer hair.
I went through sort of an identity crisis in the
I
middle of the
understand.
season.
You
So
got the
I didn't get a
flip-flops, you
haircut.
got the money.
I didn't get a haircut from November until about 3 weeks ago.
Because of your identity crisis?
Yeah, I wanted to see what would happen if I grew my hair out, and
It just got
it
longer,
didn't go well.
turns out.
And I
is what
also mixed that
happens.
in with not shaving for like a couple months. It was rough. I got a haircut when my mom said it was hard to look at me.
So your time management was,
Thanks, Mom.
you're not dealing with it too good, Frank.
Yeah, I'm not. I got kind
anyway.
of lazy with the appearance there for a while.
Well, that has nothing to do with your game. As long as you're working on your game, then
Exactly.
you can look like whatever you want, right?
Exactly.
But Mom still has an opinion.
My mom still loves me, so I'm doing something right.
It's not what she told me.
Oh well.
She told me to tell you to get a haircut.
Yeah. Looks good now though.
It does.
It does, thank
I
you.
like it, kind of the curl,
It is.
the low-cut beard. It's a professional look.
Thank you.
It's a grown man look.
Thank you. I'm really going for a male model.
Yeah, that right there. That's a man driving a silver Maserati.
Exactly.
That's what that is.
A guy who's had a silver Maserati for 3 years and driven it like twice in the last year.
You want to put up for sale right away on TV, national
It's a
television?
lease. Once the
Oh,
lease
yeah.
is over,
Oh, it's a lease. At least you're smart by that. At least you're smart by
done.
that.
Never
Lease,
getting
yes.
another one.
That's smart.
There you go.
Okay, so there's another piece of advice to the rookies.
Don't
I like
buy
you-
something you're
Don't
not
buy.
confident in.
Or
Totally.
can fit in.
Yes.
Or can fit in. That's fair. What, though, do you notice is the biggest difference in your very first Summer League appearance, and then when you have to go out there and make a sophomore showing? What do you think are the qualities, the skills that you adapt after that first NBA season?
I think time management is a huge thing that you learn. He obviously he made that point, and that's something that you don't necessarily think about. But especially when you come into the NBA, there's things that you fill your time with, whether it's appearances, visits. People want to take up your time.
Things like this.
Yes,
Obviously.
yes. You guys just taking up my time.
Right.
You gotta find things you really want to do. Find good things to fill your time with. Other than that, I think the biggest thing I've learned is just how to say no.
Yep.
That's always something
It's
that's tough too.
It is.
It's hard to say no to people. People want to take up your time with different things, but I've learned to say no, and it's been good.
One of the best pieces of advice ever given to me, Rachel Nichols. No is a complete sentence.
Yes.
I will leave you with that. You finished it with yes.
Yes.
So you really.
He
Okay.
didn't say
no.
He didn't say no. He came
No.
on for us. So appreciate you, Frank.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Frank
Summer.
Kaminsky, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more after this. We're back in Vegas as the Charlotte Hornets lead the Golden State Warriors 35-24 with about 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Koto on the line. And thus far, it's been a balanced offensive effort, Smitty, from the Charlotte Hornets. 7 points from both Dwayne Bacon and Miles Bridges, but Willie Hernan-Gomez not only controlling the glass, but 9 points and 6 rebounds to go with it.
He has a block shot. A nice job of just a floor game. And there's Miles trying to throw a lob to him.
It is, though, a 6-0 Warrior run as they look to cut into this deficit. They've got possession yet again and headed the other way. Josh Magette driving, Oh, he'll kick it. Kodo looking to take advantage inside, but the foul is called.
A nice job by the Warriors just clawing back into this game.
JP Takoto, selected in the 2015 NBA draft after a 3-year career at UNC. He was picked by the 76ers with the 58th overall pick, but he did appear in 30 games last season in Australia. For the Perth Wildcats, he averaged 15.3 points, 5.9 rebounds, in about 28 minutes a game.
Hey, remember him at North Carolina. Solid contributor, played extremely hard. I like how he's played so far in this summer league. He's done a nice job for the Warriors.
Kodo with his second free throw. Gets that one to go. An 8-0 run now by the Golden State Warriors as they continue to look to cut this deficit. And as I speak, Shannon Scott with a couple of more for the Hornets. The Jet looking to create. Kodo trying to back him down, but Erickson with the deep three.
Way to leave it up there.
The Warriors now within 7. 11 points thus far for Derrickson. Miles Bridges again backing down his defender. What do we got? The foul call.
I think they called a technical foul, legal defense.
Yes, you're right. Dwayne Bacon at the free throw line. Bacon appeared in 53 games for the Hornets. He also played in 4 games for the Greensboro Swarm, their G League affiliate. He averaged 26.5 points a game, so the ability to score, but still looking to find his niche in the NBA.
Yeah, I think the NBA, the next step for him is being able to create his own shot, and there's Miles Bridges. He's missed a couple threes, made a couple threes. And I think for Bacon, like we go back, we know he can score. In Florida State, flat out his freshman year, I watched him. He was comfortable as a scorer. I think for him is how can he impact the game in other ways without scoring?
Miles Bridges looking to impact the game defensively, but didn't get the better end of that battle.
Good defense by the Warriors.
Turnover. Fouls called on the floor. Willie Hernan-Gomez checks back in.
Love getting a chance to see a fellow Detroiter. Willie Green played at U of D. Joined the Warriors staff prior to the 2016 season. Played for Philly, New Orleans, Atlanta, the Clippers, Orlando in his 12-year career. He was a Rising League Player of the Year. Doing a nice job for the Golden State Warriors in Summer League.
The largest lead for the Hornets in this one was 16 points. It was 35-19. Now just 38-32 as the Warriors continue to cut into that deficit. Josh Majette can't get that one to go. Looks like we're staying here.
Costly little turnover. Minute and 52 seconds left. You got to be happy if you're a Warriors fan. The Summer League team has cut into this league as big as 12. It's down to 6.
And 10 turnovers for the Hornets in this one thus far. Brown in the corner, driving. Kodo with a no-look pass back inside to Brown. He'd finish that one. Now the lead's just 4.
Good defense.
Hernan-Gomez
get a little physical.
Back to
Hernan-Gomez is falling and tumbling.
It's a 15-3 Warrior run. What is it that has changed about this momentum?
I think an offensive end for Charlotte, just been no rhythm. I think you got to find a way to get Willie the basketball down on the block. I think some inside play, and I think for the Warriors, they just come out and understood that if they're going to let us back in there, we're going to make plays of just driving to get to the free throw line and drawing some fouls and being a little bit more aggressive in their approach of executing. But Jet has done a nice job of running the show, Josh, of finding guys.
Amari Johnson checking back in. Again, this was a 16-point lead. Now just a 4-point lead with less than a minute 20 to go here in this second quarter. Majette, yet again, pulls up, can't get it to go mid-range. Johnson, though, with the rebound and another opportunity to cut into their deficit. Majette to Brown. He can't finish, but Johnson with another rebound kicks it back out. Hernan Gomez.
Hernan Gomez doing a nice job on the glass.
7 rebounds for Willie thus far. Great drive, but Miles Bridges can't finish. The Warriors with the rebound on the miss, headed the other way. Pulling the 3 in transition. Not enough on that one. 35 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
Up and down. It's not a high-scoring game right now. No one can have. They don't have any rhythm from both sides.
Not what we're used to seeing from those in Golden State Warriors uniforms, right? Dwayne Bacon on the line. Knocks down his first one. Jordan Bell. Sitting courtside, well, sitting on the bench, of course. It's funny because last Summer League season, I talked to him about his rookie year with the Golden State Warriors, who he was excited to work with. He couldn't wait to play with Draymond Green. He couldn't wait to learn discipline and tenacity from him. And now look at him. Not a care in the world. He's an NBA champion.
NBA champion after a rookie. Check that off. But I love the 28th pick sitting next to him, Jacob Evans. Not playing today for the Warriors. His versatility at Cincinnati, what they drafted. I know he's the 28th pick. He's going to really help them. He can defend, he can run a little bit of point, and he can score.
And the Warriors have an uncanny ability to find talent late in the first round, early, or even late into the second round, to find these guys that have been passed upon by so many teams, but guys who fit so well into that team's culture.
You're totally right. I mean, and also they do a great job of player development. And they do a lot from their coaching staff, but a lot of their veterans help these young guys, like you talked about the Draymond Green and Jordan Bell relationship.
Dwayne Bacon leads the way with 13 points. Willie Hernan Gomez has 9 points and 7 rebounds as the Hornets lead the way 43-34. It is now halftime. We've got some highlights coming up as the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League continues.
Competition. Oliver on the reverse. Okay, Kim. Get up, young fella.
Top of the key. Through the defense and the stump.
I'm on fire. 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 There is no question that birds can fly. That will be on a few highlight reels tonight.
Oh, a sweet flush.
Hey now. Yes, sir. Hawkins with the reverse slam. Follow the lob, express yourself. That's the promo. That's the promo.
We're at the half between the Hornets and the Warriors. Both teams undermanned out here in Vegas on the first day of tournament play, but it is Dwayne Bacon's 13 that has the Hornets out in front 43-34 at the half. Let's tell you what else is going on around first day of tournament play. After losing their first 5 Summer League games, Trae Young and the Hawks put together their second straight monster comeback. Yesterday, down 19 in the first half. Today, they came back from 27 down. Young, 23 points, 8 assists. As Trae Young said, the Hawks gritted out a win, and they advanced now to the second round of tournament action at the 2018 NBA Summer League. The 7th pick continues to be one of the brightest stars out here in Vegas. Wendell Carter Jr. had 19 points and 9 rebounds for the Bulls as they torched the Mavs. Antonio Blakeney continues to light up the box score with 28 for Chicago in the Bulls' victory. Well, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a complete effort for the Clippers. 17 points, 6 assists, and 3 steals as the Clippers win in advance as they take down the Washington Wizards by 15 across the way at Cox Pavilion. Take a look at one half of the bracket here after nearly one day of action, and we see that the Bulls and Pistons will play Saturday at 4 Eastern on NBA TV. Tomorrow we'll have the Battle of LA, the 1 and the 17 seed, and the Lakers and the Clippers on ESPN2 tomorrow night. Show you the other half of the bracket. Colin Sexton, the Cavs first round pick, 25 points and was dishing them out as well. The playmaker, impressive effort, 25 and 7 as the Cleveland Cavaliers are moving on here at the Vegas Summer League behind the Crimson Tide's impressive effort. Show you the other half of the bracket here out here in Vegas. We look at the Cavs advancing to take on the 5th seed Houston. That'll be on Saturday. We're still waiting to see the other half of this bracket. We'll have second of action between Golden State and Charlotte as they'll take on the winner of Toronto and Denver, which is currently on NBA on ESPN2. Well, we've got 13 points from Dwayne Bacon. We've got second half action coming up. 43-34 Charlotte over Golden State at the break.
Welcome back to MGM Resorts NBA Summer League with the Golden State Warriors and Charlotte Hornets in action. The Hornets lead the way 43-34 here at the start of this third quarter. Uh-oh. This set just got a whole lot better looking, folks. I like the suit. I like the suit. We're getting the headset set and everything. You didn't have to come in here and show us up with the,
I'm excited.
Blue suit and everything.
You know how excited I am.
Oh, yes. Persian, baby.
I'll let you introduce him then, huh?
Well, first of all, I got so many titles. First of all, to start off is trendsetter in the Detroit neighborhood, but then also across the world. You talk about a guy that's unbelievable career off the court.
Yeah.
I mean, on the court, but I think even better off the court, Spencer, with what you did for the city of Detroit and players for me. We went to Persian High School. I went to his high school, and he set the tone. Same high school.
That is incredible.
Yes. I'll give you another little story, Kristen. I drove his Rolls Royce to the prom.
What? Nuh-uh.
He took the
By the way, Spencer Haywood, would you allow him to do this?
Persian High School, and my brother worked with him and has been with him from the beginning. It's just a family,
but what gave you the confidence to let him get behind the wheel of the Rolls?
I know, but he's good. Very good kid.
I mean, he's a businessman. He's a phenomenal tennis player along with basketball.
I didn't know that.
And golfer.
I would just love,
golfer.
You can do it all. I would love to people to just look up Spencer Haywood's stats from the NBA, ABA, but at the University of Detroit, he had those lottery type numbers. You know them big numbers?
Right, yeah. Where you're like, there's no way that actually happened.
Well, let's just see. What did I do at the University of Detroit? I was 33 points and 21.5 rebounds.
So the average, Chris.
Not bad.
Yeah,
not bad. He's an NBA champion with the Lakers. I saw you catching up with Mitch courtside.
Yeah.
1980. He's a 5-time All-Star, 4-time All-NBA. So as you're watching these young guys learning for the first time what it takes to compete against perhaps NBA-level talent, what would you tell those guys about what's ahead of them?
Just work hard, work on your fundamentals, be sharp, and listen. Listen and listen and listen, but most importantly, have fun, because you know it is a fun game.
Yeah.
That's what our game is all about. But
This is wonderful. You know, I look out here and I see all of these players because I am the guy who went to the U.S. Supreme Court, Hayward versus the NBA in the early days, 1970 and 71, to break the 4-year rule. Before I came along, you had to wait for 4 years after your high school class had graduated before you could enter into the pros. So
what then do you think about the one-and-done rule?
Guys.
Would you eliminate it entirely?
Yeah, because, you know, in other sports, you don't have that one-and-done rule. In tennis, hockey, baseball, every other sport, with the exception of football. And so in football, because basketball and football are two revenue-driven sports, that's basically the reason.
Well, now, Spencer, let's just talk about you're the chairman of the board of the Retired Players Association.
Oh, my God.
And that's huge. And when people don't understand that what guys don't get a chance to have the benefits after they're playing and the avenues, and what are some of the things you're doing to help the retired players?
First of all, I want to thank LeBron James, Chris Paul, all of the PA, the Players Association. 2 years ago, they allocated per year $16 million a year for all of us old people without health insurance. It has been the most awesome thing that has happened to us, and it has been a life-saving. But no one talks about it.
Right.
They talk about the guys doing all of these things, you know, like they make all of this money, but they give back.
Right.
They make it happen for the Retired Players Association. So I'm like just blessed. We were blessed yesterday with our board meeting to have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar drop in. Bill Russell hung out with us. Also now on my advisory board, Julius Erving came aboard. George Gervin, Detroit, the other side of town. Yes. and Bob Costas. We got people coming to this table now.
That's nice.
And generating just great things for us. And I'm just overwhelmed with what the young players are doing for us. I mean, they're reaching back and making it happen.
What's next? What is it that you're fighting for next for the retired players?
The thing that I'm fighting for right now is we want to make parity with the WNBA ladies because they are members as well. We want them to have the same health insurance.
That's beautiful.
The ABA guys, that's of course Julius Erving and George Gervin, they are working on us to help get that health insurance in the Harlem Globetrotters. So we're close. And Michelle Roberts yesterday headed up our Women's Summit. Oh, yeah. And today, for our breakfast, we had Mark Tatum, who our deputy commissioner was there. I mean, this is one big, beautiful family. And to see all of us in this family together, it's just wonderful. Now, the founder is Oscar Robinson, Dave DeBuscher, Archie Clark, another Detroiter. We don't want to talk about River Rouge, but and Dave Cowens, yes. And we just hired Scott Rochelle as our new CEO, young, energetic. We got a young staff. It's just exciting.
Well,
and then to come out here and see all of these young players play.
Right.
That's Charlie Scott's son.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it
Shannon.
is.
And Charlie and I was in the '68 Olympics. Just one story. We went down to the Olympics to try out for the team at that time, and we got caught up in the idea that we was trying to win $25 for the dance contest. Neither one of us made that $25.
Win. Before we let you go, though, Spencer, the most important question I think is where that Rolls Royce ended up.
It's a long time ago.
In good tack. I brought it back, mint condition. Didn't tear it.
Brought it back intact.
My mom and dad would have destroyed me, Christian.
You had to be nervous, right? He's told me that story before, but I haven't had the opportunity to actually talk to you about it. So.
And congratulations, look at you.
Thank you.
It's our first time doing play-by-play.
I see you. I feel
Thank you, Spencer.
Yes,
thank you so much. I'm learning a lot. Thankfully, sitting next to guys like you makes
Spencer,
this job
thank you so
a whole lot
much.
easier for Spencer Haywood.
And boy, he's clean, boy. Woo-hoo.
I know.
Detroit, baby.
Making us look bad. Thank you so much for taking the time. lead the Warriors 51-45 here with 5:21 to go in the third quarter. Spencer Haywood sitting down with us just moments ago and talking about what Shannon's father. Isn't it wild, the connection there? Spencer, though, looks great. He'll be 70 years old next spring, I was told. He looks like he can still play.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, look at the jam.
Okay.
Loved it from Johnson. Omari Johnson went up high. Nice kick out, and you see the rebound come off right perfectly. It's a nice finish.
Gets the free throw to go as well. We were talking about those Spencer's numbers.
They were
like
unbelievable.
that they sound like lottery numbers.
Yes.
In his rookie year in the ABA for Denver, he averaged 30 points a game and 19 and a half rebounds. He was the rookie of the year and MVP.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Right. So he's the best, gives the best advice to these young rookies looking to make a way in the NBA.
Gave me a lot of great advice. Just talked about for me is understanding you have to have a routine in the NBA. You can't break the routine. Your summertime routine, your game day routine.
Still can't believe he let you drive his Rolls Royce to
either.
prom.
Me either.
How do you even broach that subject? What, do you just bring it up like, hey, can I
just
take the
asked. I
Rolls?
thought for sure he was going to say, oh, no.
No, no way. And then he
I wasn't
actually let you
expecting
borrow
yes
it.
at all.
Did your parents have anything to say about it? Like
Yeah,
give you
they
any
did.
ground rules?
And my mom was saying no the entire time.
Yeah, because guess who has to pay for it?
Yes.
You mess things up.
Convertible,
just,
too. Ooh,
wow.
Royal blue and white interior.
What was like the student response to you pulling up in that?
You know what was crazy, boy? Is people just went crazy. Like, I'm driving a Rolls Royce. Because I was going to drive my dad's Cavalier.
Oh, yeah.
I told Dad
Right.
I didn't need that.
Yeah. Well, we were just sitting down with Frank Kaminsky, who regrets his silver Maserati purchase. So at least you didn't give Spencer any reason to regret letting you borrow the Rolls as a high schooler. This now just a 6-point game as the foul's called. 3:37 to go here in the third quarter. The Charlotte Hornets leading the way 56-50. Hey, NBA fans, be sure to download the NBA app to keep up with all things Summer League. You can get your highlights, plus scores and schedules with the click of a button to stay in the know with NBA Summer.
At 3:37 left in the third quarter. Pretty tight ball game.
I wonder if Frank Kaminsky would let any one of these younger guys drive his silver Maserati in the
say
final
yeah.
year of its lease.
The lease is running out.
That's fair at this point, yeah. Would he let anybody wear those Frank the Tank flip-flops, though? I'm still not buying that those were a gift. He absolutely
I've been looking for
customized
some,
those online.
I've been looking for some hand sanitizer. Because you touched them.
I wash my hands.
I know, but I'm just saying.
The Warriors continuing to push the pace here, looking to cut into their 6-point deficit. This is a 16-point deficit in the first half, but what is it the Warriors have done? What have you noticed about the way that they've been able to shift this momentum in their favor?
I think they've just been grinding this one out. Yes, it's an ugly game, but it's one of those games, if you're the Warriors, you're happy because you were down big. They've just been grinding. Charlotte had everything going for them in the first quarter. Turnover right there, but now just a 6-point game.
56-50 here with less than 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. There they are, the Frank the Tank flip-flops. We'll be right back. ESPN2 at Cox Pavilion. We're checking in on Coach Mike Malone. Toronto leading the way 83-69 over Denver. OG with 22 points leading the way over what the team that was undefeated up until this point, but less than a minute and a half to go in that fourth quarter. That, Smitty, could be a 29 seed upsetting a 4 seed. Again, Summer League brackets just busted.
Yes, they are. I love that OG Anunoby was able to come out here in Summer League, take his ego out of it. He was a guy who started and played major minutes in the playoffs, guarded LeBron James, but came to Summer League and got a chance to get better. And you can see his offensive game which I'm loving that he's getting a chance to showcase.
Taking advantage with 22 points. That game now with just a minute left on ESPN2. And we've got a fight for possession here as the Warriors come up with it and head the other way. 3 from Johnson. Nope. Another Johnson grabbing the rebound.
Johnson to Johnson.
I see what you did there.
Okay.
Chile.
Chile, nice.
With the mid-range game.
Mid-range pull-up.
Putting the Hornets back up by 8 here with 2:11 to go in this third quarter. Charlotte, though, hosting the All-Star game this season as well.
I'm looking forward to that. That should be nice. Close.
You know what my idea was?
What's that?
That we on NBA TV should take a bus from Atlanta to Charlotte, film the whole thing reality show style.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Right?
I'll meet you guys when you get to Charlotte.
Jared Greenberg is giving the thumbs down. He is not interested in that idea
love that.
at all.
Jared will be right on there.
I mean, think about it, though. There will be a lot of space on the bus, but we get Shaq, we get Kenny, we get Charles, all on the bus. Jared is obviously there. Smitty will meet us there.
Yeah. You driving?
Like the idea.
You driving the bus?
I'll drive. No, wait, who's the bus driver? Who is it that we should get?
Kyrie
Irving. Maybe we get him to drive the bus.
We get 3D to bring his green egg and grill on the bus?
No, you know what's actually going to happen is Chico's going to be driving. You already know. By the way, I'd like to thank our sideline reporter, Jared Greenberg, for bringing me some handy-dandy hand sanitizer. Since I did pick up those Frank the Tank flip-flops.
Thank Jared. Okay. Yes.
Well, thank God my nails are done.
They're pretty.
Thanks.
Oh, so a lot of guys slipping on this end.
Lavelle from the jet inside. He finishes. Now, the Warriors have never led in this game, but they continue to hang around within 10. They've cut the deficit yet again, now to 8. Here with 30 seconds to go in this third quarter. The largest lead was 16 points in the first half for Charlotte. But the Warriors, again, nope. We're headed the other way.
Nice little charge.
Miles Bridges checking back in. Now keep in mind, the winner of this game is going to take on the winner of the Toronto-Denver game. It is now over.
We can advance to bracket.
Toronto has won 85-77. They will advance. Now, the winner of this game will take on Toronto. That game will be Saturday at 6 on NBA TV. DeVoe can't get the free throw to go. The technical foul was on the Warriors, number 44, Johnson. The Hornets with possession yet again. 21 seconds to go here with a 61-52 lead.
So I haven't seen a lot of technical fouls in Summer League.
And we've seen a couple here already.
7 seconds down, left.
Bridges with the opportunity to get inside.
No, that was easy.
He'll get it to go. With less than a second to go here in the third quarter. The Hornets lead the way 63-52. 13 points for Miles Bridges. Frank the Tank and those flip-flops yet again. The ones he says were a gift, but I've got a feeling he customized them online himself. Welcome back to Las Vegas. So it's so pretty at night when the heat has, well, not dropped by much, but the Hornets lead the way here at the start of the fourth quarter, 63-52. The Warriors, of course, the defending champions. And Jared, some roster moves still to take place here.
Well, you know, there's one thing still hanging out there for the Golden State Warriors, who, for the two-time defending champs, have actually had a much busier summer than anticipated, with re-signing Kevin Durant and Kevon Looney and adding DeMarcus Cousins and Jonas Jerebko. The one move still out there is restricted free agent Patrick McCaw. Assuming at some point that does get done, that'll be the 14th player on the Golden State roster. And according to all reports and people I've spoken to within the organization, it seems as if they're going to stay that way and wait for, if an injury happens, they need to add somebody mid-season, or once again that pivotal buyout market, which comes after the trade deadline in February.
Thanks, Jared. And unlike seasons past, Smitty, Golden State didn't purchase another second-round pick. We saw it last year with Jordan Bell. We saw the year before with Patrick McCaw. They stuck with their 28th overall pick, Jacob Evans from Cincinnati. Were you surprised at, the lack of movement on draft night?
Not really, because I think if you start to look what Jared said and what he's talked about is those guys are looking at maybe a buyout, just keeping that roster space. I think for them is more importantly they feel good at what they have right now. And they created some space, and obviously some guys won't be there. And nice move by Bacon. So I'm not surprised that they're already loaded. They're okay. Jacob Evans is, I think, is going to be a fantastic draftee over the years for the Golden State Warriors.
That, by the way, the moment may have passed, but that Bacon was sizzling. Yeah, the moment was past. Nunn with another mid-range floater. Boca pulling up. He can't get it to go. Clavel with the rebound, headed the other way. He'll go inside, kick it out. The three doesn't fall. Charlotte with the rebound.
Chile with the rock. Ooh, wide open underneath.
Bacon yet again.
Come on, it's Bacon. You know the line. I'm waiting for the line.
He's got 17 so far. I guess at this point we've got extra Bacon. I've run out of Bacon lines. He's done so well. DeVoe. As the Hornets pull away. Now with a 12-point lead, 70-58.
Shaking Bacon.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
Macon. No, I remember that from back in the day.
Oh, man, that was a good one.
I have no Bacon lines. Bacon is balling, though, I tell you that.
That he is.
17
I'm going to come up with
points
some more stuff
for the Hornets.
We're back in Las Vegas with the Charlotte Hornets and the 70-58 lead over the Golden State Warriors here in the fourth quarter with less than 7 minutes to play. Derrickson gets it done inside. He's got 18 points now, but taking advantage inside and out.
Ooh, Nunn tried to go for the steal. You're right. Derrickson doing a nice job on the block. Now we're going to our promo. You ready, Kristen?
I'm ready.
Go.
Do you want to read it?
Nope.
Okay. The Summer League tournament continues tomorrow in Las Vegas on NBA TV and the ESPN app. We've got Miami and New Orleans at 4 Eastern, followed by Memphis and OKC. Smitty's picked to win it all. Well, at least in the Summer League tournament. Then San Antonio and Milwaukee at 8, and Utah and Orlando at 10 Eastern.
That was a beautiful move by Miles Bridges through the lane, under control, the spin, and still to come out of the spin with the elevation to almost finish. That's a nice move. That's
Miles Bridges. I think I'm more impressed, I think, with his court vision and ball handling ability to be such a big guy.
He's been put together for a long time, and happy to see him. 14 points. Knocked down a couple of threes. He's 5 for 14, has 7 rebounds. Really improved his free throw shooting from his freshman year to his sophomore year.
It's got to be a difficult skill, though, to harness as a big man. As your body continues to develop, as the weight that it takes to get the ball to the rim continues to change, it's not an easy thing.
He was in his 60s and ended up, I think, at 87, 88 this year.
The Charlotte Hornets lead the way here 72-60. With 6:08 to go in this fourth quarter, Dwayne Bacon leads the way. Willie Hernan-Gomez tries to get one to go, but can't. The Warriors are headed the other way. Hernan-Gomez, though, with yet another double-double.
10-point game.
The Warriors have never led in this game, but it's never really felt out of reach for them either, which I guess that's Kind of a Warriors thing to do, huh?
Right.
On the floor right now. Yep. See Dwayne Bacon taking the ball out of bounds. And a lineup that's been able to take advantage offensively here for the Charlotte Hornets. Hernan Gomez tries to create inside close to the basket, but can't get it to go.
Well, nice
Warriors ball.
Fake handoff, and coming off of it, Willie thought that he was going to keep running, but he didn't. Chile kind of stopped.
A 10-point game now.
Created a turnover.
Warriors driving. Kodo gets the floater to go inside. Great coaching, by the way, from Charlotte. The head coach did go to the same school as our sideline reporter, Jared Greenberg.
Well, did they go at the same time? Because I know Jared didn't go to class.
But you have a connection with him as well, right?
Yeah.
Jay Hernandez.
For sure. I mean, I'm sorry, Jared. Can we open up your mic?
Sure. I mean,
yeah,
I'd
I
love
think
to speak.
it's stayed open.
Our award-winning producer, Greg Pike, just wants no part of this conversation, apparently. Yeah, Jay Hernandez played for Jay Wright at Hofstra and alongside Speedy Claxton, who you ended up playing with in San Antonio, and Speedy a big part of the Spurs championship.
Well, and he also was in Orlando, and I have a cat named Magic, so
That's a good point, yeah.
I'm in on this also, guys. Don't leave me out.
Yeah, I did play with Speedy. I want to thank Speedy Claxton. And there's Miles Bridges moving it. Went to Hofstra. I will say, to Jared's point, Speedy Claxton, one of those guys that when you look from a small school, we used to go back to New York, and it was fans everywhere for Speedy Claxton. And I'm being serious. Speedy had a fan base around the country.
The Hornets again with possession. And the 76-64 lead here with 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Willie looking to Miles, back to Willie, pulls up for three, and he gets it to go as the Hornets continue to pull away. I want to ask you though, Smitty, about the Warriors franchise as a whole, because somehow their 4 All-Stars have added a 5th in that potential starting lineup around January or so when DeMarcus Cousins returns from injury.
I will say, I mean, I'm sure there's, you watch DeMarcus Cousins, people are upset that he's joining the Warriors. But from my understanding, you saw there was not a lot of teams out there going after DeMarcus Cousins. So I don't fault the Golden State Warriors on this one. I don't fault DeMarcus Cousins. He's saying, why not? I didn't have a lot of takers. And
right.
Well, what's scary is obviously he has an injury. But even if however long it takes, he will not be playing for anybody else. He will have the Warriors. And we understand they are just fine without him.
Right.
But if you can get a healthy DeMarcus Cousins going into the playoffs, that is scary.
He's going to be playing for a team that has the luxury of not rushing him back. Look at the NBA All-Star selections in franchise history. 25 for those guys.
That starting lineup potentially. Then they have more than a lot of franchises, as you can see.
But DeMarcus took less money, perhaps because of a lack of interest, because of his injury. But he can also now solidify himself again as a superstar. He'll be able to come back in time for the latter part of a regular season run and then a postseason run. He could end up this next season an NBA All-Star, perhaps, an NBA champion, perhaps, and then sign that big deal next summer.
And perhaps a championship ring.
Right.
So there's a lot of positives for DeMarcus Cousins.
This now the largest lead for the Charlotte Hornets, 83-64. They have pulled away with 2:35 to go left in this fourth quarter. We'll be right back. Welcome back to MGM Resorts NBA Summer League and beautiful MGM in Las Vegas. The Hornets lead the way 83-64 with about 2.5 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. They've taken their largest lead of the game thus far. This again, a first round of the tournament, and we've got the leading scorers now all sitting on the bench.
Getting a little rest right now.
A very balanced, though, offensive effort.
Did a nice
Dwayne
job.
Bacon,
19
Willie
from Bacon.
Gomez, and Miles Bridges, all less than 20, but contributing in a big way to this win. What do you see, Smitty, as the most important thing for some of these guys that are coming off the bench in these last couple of minutes, which a lot would consider garbage time with the lead seemingly out of hand, but as the Warriors try to cut into the lead, as the Hornets try and solidify the win, what do you see as the most important thing for some of these young guys that are coming off the bench?
Well, I think for them is, first of all, we get a chance to look at this block shot by Johnson. Nice, got his hand on it, but I think for also you're still a competitor. You want to finish, you want to come out and play hard, and you're still auditioning for a lot of teams and also overseas teams and just the basketball universe. People want to see how hard you play, and also it's still a minute and some left, you still play hard.
The Warriors have never led in this one. This, again, continues to be the Charlotte Hornets' largest lead of this game, now 85-64, with a minute and a half to go here in the fourth quarter. Majette to Nunn, kicks it out to the corner, but Nunn grabs the rebound. Majette from deep. DeVoe and Johnson figure that one out. Same team, headed the other way.
Minute 17 seconds left.
So what are you doing tonight in Vegas?
No, let me see.
Too soon to talk about that?
I know,
There's
I
a
gotta
minute
get something
left.
to eat. I love to eat.
Same. And now I've been thinking about bacon all game, so it's like I gotta go somewhere probably breakfast related. Great performance though, offensive performance by Dwayne Bacon.
Yes.
And I'm gonna be looking
for the Warriors with 3.
All right.
First play-by-play
I know.
debut, and you
Well,
did
how do
2
you feel?
games. I feel good.
No, about my performance.
Oh, I was like, that you.
It's like, I'm fine. I've done
It was
this.
fantastic. How you feel?
I feel better now than I did at the very start of it.
I know you got a smile right now. At first, you
I
looked
was
like you were
nervous.
taking a math test.
That's a lot. Look at all these papers. It's a lot, folks, to keep up with. It's not easy. Not easy at all. But I think with about a minute
quick,
to
right?
go, yeah, I'm surprised by how quickly it went.
Piker,
getting more and more
our producer,
comfortable
was
with it.
throwing everything at you.
I know. Really, truly a nightmare. I'm kidding. The absolute best crew to work with on my very first ever play-by-play call. It's been awesome to sit here next to you.
It's been great.
We're just vamping last minute, you know, the game gets out of
It's
hand.
over.
This
It's
is one of
over.
those things they teach you in broadcast school, folks. All right, the game is over. The Charlotte Hornets win it 87-69. Dwayne Bacon led the way with 19 points. Again, I'm going to go get some bacon after this. Willie Gomez with 18 points, 13 rebounds. Yet another double-double effort for Willie. And Miles Bridges, a rookie that you've been really excited to watch make his debut, contributed
for
17
sure.
points as well.
I've been watching him for a long time. I'm so happy for him, so proud of him. I think he's landed in a good spot, and he'll get a lot of playing time, and he showed a lot for the Charlotte Hornets tonight, and obviously they had a big lead and they won. It was a very balanced win for the Charlotte Hornets.
Well, your summer league bracket is going to hold up. A 13 seed beating a 20 seed. I don't know if anyone out there actually has a summer league bracket. If you do, please call in. All right, let's take a look at the updated bracket now as these matchups are set. The Toronto Raptors, who secured their position over the Denver Nuggets just less than an hour ago, will be taking on now this winner, the Charlotte Hornets, Saturday at 6 Eastern on NBA TV. Let's go over to Jared Greenberg.
All right, Kristen, with Willie Gomez, who really filled out the box score tonight with 18 points, 13 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 block shots. And even with the undermanned squad, without Malik Monk, without Devontae Graham, it seemed like you guys are really starting to get what the coaching staff is starting to preach here offensively.
I mean, I think the other guys that they played today, they really did a great job. So I think everybody was really involved in the game, in both ends, defensive and offensive ends. We did many mistakes on defense, but we got the win is the most important thing. And I think we're getting better every day, and that's great. Hopefully we get another win next day.
Willie, for those who are watching around the country and around the world tonight who are unfamiliar with your story, how difficult of a decision it was for you to come to Summer League and leave the Spanish national team. Why was it so important for you to get these reps in?
I mean, I think I make the right choice to be here. Try to show the new coaching staff the work I've been putting there in Spain, and try to know each other as soon as we can. And I think I make the right choice. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to know the new teammates, the new players we have next year, and I'm very excited to start a week ago working with the new coaching staff. I'm looking forward for next season.
Yeah, well, what have you noticed as different with the culture and just the overall attitude here in Charlotte after coming over from New York and then playing just for a few months with Charlotte?
I think it was great for me. It's a way different environment. I love New York. Everybody knows that. I really like Charlotte too. I feel home from the beginning. Everybody in the franchise, they made me easy. So I'm very, happy to be there now, part of the Hornets family. Like I say, I'm gonna keep working really hard because next year I really want to, make an impact and try to help the Hornets to get many wins.
And the three-point shot seems like it's a big priority for you this summer.
Yeah, I've been working hard. The first two games I didn't make a lot, but I feel better every day, and try to keep working on my shot, get confidence, and try to do many things for my team.
All right, Willie Hernan-Gomez is the Hornets advance. Willie is the second leading rebounder so far in Summer League here in Vegas, Kristen.
And Jared, he said that he wanted the coaching staff to see the work that he's been putting in Spain. It's absolutely paying off. 18 points on 7 of 11 from the field, grabbed 13 rebounds as well. Communicative on both ends of the floor, showing guys exactly where they should be. And again, the work that he's putting in is now paying off.
It is paying off, and he's been consistent. He's been averaging 18 points throughout the first 3 games. He comes up with another 18 points. We see Frank Tatang leaving with his flip-flops, and is that a pink backpack?
That it is.
Okay,
that it is. I wonder if they're required to wear their owner's swag. He's got the Jordan brand T-shirt and shorts. Tough to say. Your final score, 87-69. Our Summer League tournament coverage continues tomorrow on ESPN2, NBA TV, and the ESPN app. Thanks for watching. For Jared Greenberg, the NBA champion Steve Smith, I'm Kristen Ledlow. Good night from Las Vegas.